Live from TJAS Studios in Lakeland, Florida, it's the Jeff Adams Show. Did you know one time I got my mouth washed out with soap because I said the word, why am I doing my own intro? I don't know, I can't afford anybody. Here's a crazy question. Why do I have a built-in yarmulke on the top of my head? Did you know I used to work at Disney World as a teenager? Yes, I did. Yes, you had to wear all white because I worked in the custodial at the Magic Kingdom. Well, I had one of those days where I had an upset stomach, didn't know what was going on. You know, I didn't know. I was 17 years old, and I looked at the back of my pants, and there was a brown streak. Oh, man! I'm rusty. Welcome to the show. As you know, I have still the Be Live logo in the background. That's how jacked up I am. I didn't even have your mic on. You got to talk in the mic, Lori.
I can't talk in the mic unless you have it on, yeah?
Make sure you look in the camera, too.
Okay.
Don't look directly at me. Just making sure. Anyways, this is the Jeff Adams Show. We figured we would do a quick show, which we haven't done in a while. It's been, probably about a month. And we do this show. You can call in at 818-927-6205. It's the phone lines to call in at any time. Lori, what's going on with you? This is kind of a free-for-all. We're doing this show and just decided to do one. Carlos says, morning. Joy Stevens says, I'm from Georgia. Eddie says, Eddie and Cali here. Going back to Cali. What's going on with you, Lori?
I don't know. I'm kind of looking for someone from New York out there. You got anybody from New York joining us today?
New York? Is New York in the house, anybody? Yeah, is New York in the house?
So it's been a long time since you and I did this. I feel like it's been like a year, and I haven't even known you a year. So isn't that kind of weird?
It is weird. I got to brighten you up over there a little bit. I just keep talking there, and I'm going to mess with things because you're a little dark.
So we got Rebecca, and we got Caroline from Ireland. Oh, my gosh. Hi, Caroline. Carlos, I am from New York but live in Atlanta. All right, that's close enough, Carlos. Thank you. Shout out to New York. Rosemary, Long Island. All right. Long Island, Rosemary. All right. She's in the house. We got Dum from, where's that, LPB? Or that's her last name. Okay. Don't know where she's from.
Doing well over there. Doing well.
We got Georgia. We got Joy. I think I already said that.
I'm not even worried about the lighting. I don't care at this point. It just doesn't even matter.
How about Trinidad? It's 7 p.m. here in Trinidad. Wow.
Wow. Good morning.
That's
Everybody's
great.
saying good morning. You know, right now we're using the Clearcaster from Wowzer.
Nice.
And there you go. Yeah.
Awesome.
You know, I didn't put the Jeff Adams sign up. I still have the Be Live sign still up. I guess that's okay.
All right. That's all right. Everyone knows who you are.
Not everybody.
Well, they will. By the time this is done, they will.
Oh, they will, Jerry. They will. So, what April says, I'm originally from Brooklyn, then moved to Fort Lauderdale, and now in Knoxville, Tennessee. So I'm basically called a halfback with a smiley face. San Francisco's in the house, and Christchurch, New Zealand. Is there really a Christchurch in New Zealand? I guess there is.
I don't know. I guess so.
I guess Christ is in New Zealand.
April, my mother's from Brooklyn, so very familiar with the Brooklyn way. I didn't know you're from Brooklyn. See, I learned something today. Awesome.
So, yeah, I've been doing this show for, 6 years now. Come May, it's going to be 6 years this show's been in broadcast. Haven't been consistent with it as much as I should. Just been other priorities. But this kind of show that I used to do, I'd rant and complain about my life. And, I guess we'll do a little complaining tonight. What do you think, Lori?
I think that's a good idea. I think we need to do that.
We got a lot to complain about for sure.
Yeah, we do. We got a lot to be grateful for, but like everybody, we got a lot to complain about. Sometimes times are tough and stress is high, and sometimes everything's good. Sometimes it's a little of both, right, babe?
All right. And people saying, hey, you need more shows with Lori. April says North Carolina's in the house. London is definitely in the house. Bedtime for London. It's a little late. Carlos, I have the same problem. Can't do consistent shows. Carlos, I have the same problem. I just do shows that I get money for. I don't get money for the Jeff Adams show anymore, so it's kind of like not a priority. But I guess I should make it a priority, and I guess good things would come out of that. So this is a show been existed for 6 years. It's been a show about nothing, and it's done very, very well for myself. It's opened up a lot of opportunity for me with other broadcast gigs and different shows that I do, live stream shows that I do. But I kind of miss doing this show because I can do whatever the heck I want to do.
Right? Everything else you have boundaries, but this one is all you, honey.
And it's now you. Donna said, Donna says I'm cute.
He is cute, isn't he?
All right, Donna. All right. Hey, Donna. How's it going? So, anyways, lots going on. I'm kind of scared, quite frankly. I've been having these health issues, and I don't know what exactly is going on with it. We got New Hampshire in the house, and Diana said, I just don't know why I just popped up. When magic happened. I did a spell on you, Diana, and then all of a sudden I just popped up on your Facebook feed. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys out there, in the chat land, this show is all about you guys. We will be monitoring the chat and looking at you guys. We got Dell in the house. He was in the show last night I was doing in the community show. It'd be live. Good morning from Australia. But I don't know. I'm a little bit nervous. You want to explain what's going on, Lori?
Okay, so I'm in the medical field, and lately I've watched a few things going on with Jeff that are pretty concerning. So today we went to the doctor to figure everything out. Everything's going to be fine. He just is having some irregularity with his heartbeat and a lot of dizziness and fatigue. So anybody out there that's probably over 40 can relate to this. I mean, things just don't work.
Wait. Why do you got to tell them my age?
Because they know.
Why do you got to tell them my age?
They know.
I look like I'm 20 years old.
You do, honey. 23 at least, at the most.
I'm gonna do a whole show like Regis' voice. What do you know? Regis, I'm Regis. Go ahead. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
That's all right. So there's a few things going on, but he's going to be fine. He's going to get a few tests done, but it can be really worrisome, and it can be, especially when it's yourself or it's your spouse, it can be really worrisome. So just trying to keep his nerves at bay lately and trying to make him understand that they're going to run the proper test and everything's going to be fine.
Donna says, don't be nervous, Jeff. You're awesome. Thanks, Donna.
That's right.
Donna's so kind. I don't know. I know she's kind of downplaying it, but I guess when it's yourself, when you're going through something, it's a little stressful. And she had to literally, drag me to go to the doctor. I mean, there's a lot of things why I didn't want to go, because you don't want to go to the doctor and get bad news. Who likes doctors anyways? When I go to the hospitals, I get, I don't know, I get all weird.
Are we going to call it dragged now?
Yeah.
Because I think it was a little more than dragged.
Yeah, you dragged
I
me.
pretty much I actually had to nag a little bit, which I don't normally do I?
You don't.
Not really. But I had to nag, and then I had to drag, and then I had to make, and so we finally got there. But go ahead. Didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's always in the details, and I do not give the details out enough. But I don't know. I'm still a little nervous about it because you don't know what to expect. I mean, there's some hard things in my family. My parents all have pacemakers, and I don't think I'm ready for that yet. It just kind of bothers me.
But check out these comments coming in, because we have people telling their age. Marley's 59. Carlos has a heart rate of about 110 when sitting. So a normal heart rate is from 60 to 100. Anything above 100 is tachycardia. So Carlos has tachycardia, just like you, honey. It is a guy thing, because I think you guys hold it all in and worry way too much. April has an irregular heartbeat from time to time, and it usually gets more frequent with stress, and you've had a little bit of that, I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
Anxiety can cause it too. Rosemary's right. And Lisa takes 2 medications to keep her heart rate under 100. Wow. It's up to 130 without, but that's how some people run, 130. I run about 60, so it's a little bit different than that. Oh, and Donna says smoke a joint. It's legal here in California. Woo, woo.
When it's time to rock a funky joint, I'm on point. When it's time to rock a funky jam, I'm the man. Anxiety causes it too. Yeah, I have anxiety from time to time, for sure. But you know what? The whole point was just to get on here, and I'm still annoyed that I love Be Live, but I didn't change my logo out for the show. I don't want people to get confused, like thinking this is a Be Live broadcast, because it's not. So if you hear anything that's, a little controversial, it doesn't belong to Be Live. Thank you.
It does not belong to Be Live.
Right. So, anyways, as I was saying, I really wanted to get on the show because Lori's been brainstorming. Hey, hello from Corpus Christi. Brainstorming. She wants to start doing her own live stream show, and I've really encouraged her to do so. Lori, what type of live streaming show would you be doing on a weekly basis?
So, Jeff, what I would be doing is something called living. So it's about living because we all have something going on, and living as a single mom, living as a single dad, living in this day and time, living with an autistic child, living however we live. I thought it would be a great way to just bring people together and be able to talk about what they need to talk about. On a daily basis, everything can be really tough, and I thought it would just be a good forum to bring everyone together.
That would be awesome. And I'm liking the comments. I can't wait till you do that, actually, because I've been telling you to do it for a long time. I don't want to start a fight here on the live stream broadcast, but, you know. Someone just said, Jeff, give it to God. And by the way, cannabis does help. I don't know. I'm not much of a smoker. I can't really say I do that. I'm sure it could probably help, but I don't know. I mean, if I'm having heart issues, that's the last thing I wanted to be doing is smoking.
Well, I mean, I voted for medical marijuana, to be honest with you, but I don't partake in that. But I do understand why people do, and it's becoming more and more acceptable as they pass these laws. But medical marijuana is something that can help a lot of people, especially like with Parkinson's and things like that. Whoever's saying, I don't know, somebody passed by and said to pray, definitely love that comment.
You got to pray. Pray.
You
pray,
gotta pray.
Pray. We got to pray just to make it today. I like April. April says couples who live stream together stay together. And we have a phone call. I'm going to get to the phone call here. And see who is this. You're going to have to put your headphones on, sweetie.
Got it, honey.
All right. You on the Jeff Adams Show. Who's this?
Jeff Adams, this is Philip Swindle, sir.
Hey. What's going on?
Hey, man, I just want to encourage you to make sure that you follow the doctor's orders. I'm a few years older than you, 53, and I was diagnosed with type 2 diabetes at about your age. So make sure you follow the doctor's orders, do what you're supposed to do, and be healthy. The other thing is I like what some of these other guys said about anxiety. That's probably what drove me into type 2 diabetes. I never realized that anxiety could do that to you, but take the time, hug your sweet lady, and take the time to relax and breathe. And understand that, hey, man, it's just life. You'll get through it. Got to get you there.
That's right, man. I love that advice. So what's been going on with you, man? Are you still pastoring that church in, is it Alabama, right?
Still Yeah, in Alabama. Still pastoring the church in Alabama, and dealing with some other medical issues as well caused by the diabetes. I had an eye surgery about a month or so ago. 3 25-gauge needles stuck in my eye at the same time.
Oh,
thank God
geez.
I was asleep.
Thank God.
Yeah, had what they call a membrane pill on the eye. So that's why I say make sure that you follow the doctor's orders, whatever it is. I was not as aggressive fighting the diabetes as I should have been, and I'm paying the toll for it. But man, you can do it. I mean, you're young. You got a support system around you, and you've done with your live streaming what I probably should have done 10, 11 years ago, so that I could have that support system around me. So I really like what you're doing.
I am loving your advice for him, Phil.
I love it.
Love it.
Bring it in. Give me a hug, virtual hug.
Well, I'm just telling you, Jeff, what I wish I'd have told myself about 14 years ago when I was diagnosed with diabetes. It's just something that you got to have. You have to have friends and family around you, a support system that is around you that will hear you when you need a sounding board, will encourage you when you need a swift boot in the butt.
Yes.
And will surround you with love and care when you just need the love and care.
Amen.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate you calling in and saying what's up. I hadn't talked to you in a while. It's really good that you.
I know we haven't talked in a while. We need to sometime.
That's right.
I'll be praying for you. Life is going to continue, and you're going to be great.
Yes, sir. Thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
Have a good one.
You too.
So good when people call in and
That is awesome advice for you. You really need to hear that.
It is.
Just to take it one day at a time and don't worry about the future. I think we can all take some advice from that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
I don't know. I feel like I'm half driving. You ever like you're in your car and yeah, I just haven't done the show in a long time, so I'm like adjusting and moving everything around because it's not set for doing a Jeff Adams show. It's set for every other show that I do now. And I'm a little lost. I'm kind of like looking around like, okay, because I'm not used to doing the Jeff Adams show at all.
Yeah,
but anyways, yeah, I am, but that I think that's with anybody with these things. You obviously got to, have a positive, outlook on things, but no one really wants to go do all these things and go into the hospital and do all these tests and do all these ridiculous things because it drives you absolutely nuts.
It does, but it drives you more nuts when the person that you love won't go for those tests, right? So it's really important to get those done. So they're going to do an EKG, some blood work, and a Holter monitor. And for those of you that aren't familiar with a Holter monitor, it's a 24 to 48-hour monitor that they're going to put on him just to make sure that he doesn't have any episodes. And if he does, they're going to monitor those and take a look at them and see what they can change his blood pressure medication or do other things. So I know everybody out there can relate to this in some capacity. I mean, we're all getting older and our bodies are not the way they used to be, and we have to support each other through this, especially in relationships.
Absolutely. I was going to get Matt to do the drop. Let's see if I can find the drop. It's somewhere here. See, I'm so, this is so, let's see. Oh, here we go. Here's Matt Baxter. Matt Baxter hasn't called in a long time. Let's do the Matt Baxter drop.
Absolutely.
Yeah. You're doing great. Thanks, Donna. So anyways, I wanted to get on here and just, I guess, kind of hit the restart button with this and just kind of, talk about what's been kind of going on in the Adams household / Armadillo, trying to do mixed family type things here and trying to figure it out. And really coming into a lot of growth and changes. And I think I'm a man of routines more than anything else. And I think when, you hit road bumps, you hit turbulence, it really shakes me up because I like a routine. I like to get in a routine. But ever since, for the last 6 years, I have not been able to get in a really great routine other than having my cup of coffee every morning.
Yeah, that's true. Let's talk about what's been going on here. So we're trying to do the blended thing. So we've got kids that are here 40% of the time. We have Jeff's kids, all three of them. We have Jasmine and Jacob and Marvin. They're awesome, awesome kids. We also have my daughter, Taylor, and she just moved out like 3 days ago. So while he's in the midst and we are in the midst of raising his kids, I'm going through empty nest. My Taylor was the last one to leave the house. Can anybody relate out there to empty nest? This is a brand new thing to me. I feel like I kind of stepped off a ledge and I'm kind of falling in midair. I'm not sure where I'm going to land here. It's an amazing thing to have been a mom for almost 25 years now, and then to have my last child leave home. It's a pretty weird feeling. Has anybody out there experienced this?
Anybody? Bueller?
Anybody?
There's no any delay. They'll chime in if they have. But yeah, I think just coming on here and hitting the restart button and talking about real life issues, and not necessarily the way I used to do it when I used to complain. But I still want to complain. I was in the UPS store, Lori, and chat room. And I don't know if you guys experienced this before, but I went in there and basically I was, they have the little tables where you can fill things out. And I had to fax something over to somebody. And literally there was a lady, she had to be like 5'1", at least a 5-footer or 5'1". I'm 6'5". So I looked over and I hear this annoying clamping and she's chewing gum like.
I know how you love that.
And I don't love it at all. And I was very annoyed by it. I was like, are you serious? And I almost had a Larry David moment and just said, lady, seriously, with the gum, chewing, you're driving me absolutely nuts. Do you really have to chew your gum like that? Can you do this outside? But I didn't. I held my tongue. I have growth because used to I would probably say something. But I just said, she's enjoying her gum. What can I do?
A little too much, I think. You don't like that. I know you don't like that at all. Maybe she was from Long Island. No offense to my Long Island people.
Let's go back to what they said. We have some stuff going on. Dale says, no, we have grandkids now, 9 of them. Wow, Dale. That's impressive. Maureen says, I'm not saying you should smoke it, Use the cannabis oil. Yeah, the cannabis oil, it's actually helped my friend big time. You know, I haven't used it, but maybe I should at some point. I don't know. Maybe I just got to get education on it. But so, you know, back to these live streams. I want to kind of talk about some things too. You know, everybody thinks that I do live streams all the time, and that's not necessarily the case. You know, I do a lot of things for revenue and working the 1099 hustle lifestyle. And I don't know. I think the transition where we're going, Lori, and where with these live streams is, you know, I'm thankful for Facebook. Are you thankful for Facebook?
Yes, I'm very thankful for the Facebook.
And I'm thankful for all the work that Facebook provides me all the time. It would be live shows I do, with the Stream Spot shows I do. I'm very thankful for Facebook. But I think at some point, I'm kind of waiting for some good news that we've been kind of working on. I can't really give you the details of it, but if you're, you know, if you have faith, all I can say is if you have faith and you like social media, that's all I can really say at this point.
It's epic.
But
it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be awesome. And if everything goes through my, you know, I don't know. I mean, I can't talk about it. But anyways, I'm excited about where it's going because we're going to be able to go to a whole different platform and be able to do some pretty incredible things with no limits on algorithms and no limits on the content being filtered and talking about what we want to talk about 24/7 and have a really huge audience to do so. So that's why we're kind of revamping, hitting the reset button with this show. And then Lori's going to start launching some shows because we're going to be, you know, over on that platform. We might still stream to Facebook as well, but we'll be over at probably at that platform a lot, like full time. All right, April says, and even if it ends up not being the door, it will be the door that leads to the door. I love that. That's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, April. Good outlook. Very good outlook.
So I am excited. I'm always excited about being a 1099, but then again, you know, with health scares, you know, I haven't had insurance for, probably 2 years now. And so I went to go get insurance today. And being a 1099er, you know, the healthcare here in the United States it's very, very difficult to get good coverage to protect yourself.
Yeah, it really is. And I watched him go through the process today, and it's really daunting. But actually, he needed it, and if you can find one that's affordable, grab onto it because it's hard to find. Wouldn't you say, honey?
It's very hard to find affordable health care. I know there's Obamacare. I don't know if that has been overturned. I actually saw that on Google, and I don't know if anybody's ever done that. But, you know, being a 1099, it's like they, you know, for 1099 dreamers, it's like America. They go, this is the land of opportunity, but they really cripple you because they don't really give you, they don't give small businesses or entrepreneurs tax breaks like they should. And especially with insurance, it makes it very, very crippling to move and maneuver in that direction to have proper health insurance. And it's very stressful when you have like when you have a family and all that good stuff. It's, you know, it's almost, sometimes it's cheaper not to have health insurance for the amount that you go to the doctor with.
Yeah, and we have Dale saying that he needs insurance, and I don't know if he needs insurance or if he's saying that you just need insurance, and you do need insurance because you can't even do an EKG that's affordable. I mean, by the time you do the copay or the office visit and the EKG, you know, you're in up to about $500, so you have to have insurance. And April's saying that Obamacare is extremely expensive with very high deductibles. I definitely agree with that. Like I said, I'm in the healthcare field, so I definitely see this on a daily, and it is very difficult to try and help the patients when they don't have insurance.
It's very, very difficult. Obama, I'm Obama. You miss his voice, Obama, I'm Obama. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm hoping that, you know, people can actually dream big, follow their dreams, create businesses for themselves, and, you know, take care of everything to take out. You know, take care of what they need to take out with insurance because it's just absolutely ridiculous. I'm like, man, no wonder why people just give up on their dreams and have to go to corporate America because that's the only way you can get like decent insurance these days when you go to the other side. For us 1099 people, it's very, very difficult.
It really is. And sometimes even getting that insurance through the corporate world is very expensive, and you have to take it out of your paycheck, and they might meet some of it, maybe a third of it, but it's still really expensive.
It's too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But I got to do it. I got so much stuff coming on. I had to do it. I had to bite the bullet.
You got to do it.
It's like having paying for insurance. It's like having a Mercedes-Benz car payment every month. It really, really is. It's nuts. I'd rather be driving a Mercedes.
So let me just give them a picture of what happened behind the scenes today about how he got to the doctor. So for the past 48 hours, I don't know if any of you ladies out there have a man that's really difficult to get to the doctors. He's extremely difficult to get to the doctors. He doesn't want to go. He's finding every excuse. He has that little app on his phone that records his heart rate over and over and over again, like 10 times a day. He's recording his heart rate. I'm taking his pulse. April, you know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm taking his pulse, and I'm trying to figure out if he has an irregular heart rate, and he's driving me crazy, to be honest with you, honey. I love you, but it was driving me crazy a little, okay? But now, finally, after about 24 hours of what I call nagging, which I'm not a big fan of, he finally went to the doctors today, and we needed to get there. So I'm happy that he did, and I'm grateful that he did, and so, now.
Wait. Carlos says when I had a heart removed, it cost $120. That's why I don't want to go to the doctor.
Hold on. He had his heart removed. Carlos, you had your heart removed. You should call in here and talk to us about that.
Yeah, Carlos, give us a call at 818-927-6205.
So the only other person I knew that had his heart removed, their heart removed, was like a 23-year-old friend of mine who had to go to Miami and get a heart transplant. So I know that is a big deal.
That's not true. You know another person, the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz.
Okay, yeah, I do. True.
Hey, Carlos, you spent $120,000. Was that with insurance or not with insurance? April says, I am limited in the service I can get for my son for autism services with private insurance. Kids on Medicaid get way more benefits.
Not fair, April.
It is insane.
Not fair.
What you have to deal with. I mean, and that's the thing, too. I was thinking about that, too. Think about if you had, especially if you're the provider for the family and you have this responsibility and you go sick, you get sick. And I think, Laura, you shared something that happened to you a couple years back, and you get sick, but you still got to work. You just can't stop working.
Right.
What do you do then? That's what my fear stands for. What if something happens and I'm not able to provide anymore?
So I was a single mom for many years and on and off, and it is definitely not something that you can do. You cannot take the time off. You can't get sick. I don't know who out there can feel me on this one, but you can't get sick. It's an unbelievable pressure that you have on you. So on top of not knowing if you're going to be insured, if you have the insurance to cover it, you also have the worry of whether or not you're going to be able to take care of your household, your kids, and maintain the income that you need to make ends meet. It's really difficult. But I know that he was saying today, because his insurance may not kick in until April 1st, he paid cash today and will have to come back April 1st for the testing and the Holter monitor. And that answers your question, Carlos. Does he have a heart monitor yet? Not yet, until he gets the insurance.
And I think Carlos might be calling in. Is this Carlos?
It is.
Hey, I noticed that voice, Carlos. So you spent $100.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I have outside of all the stuff that's going on, but you $120,000.
All right, so let me elaborate on that because I know it probably took a lot of people by surprise. So when I was a very young boy, I was 2 years old. I had a very large heart murmur, and the way they had to operate was to remove the heart, repair it, and then put it back in.
Awesome. Wow.
So for my parents at the time, they were immigrants. Of course, they're still immigrants. They did not have insurance, and so they paid probably $120,000 over the course of, I don't know how, probably 20 years, probably with interest rates and who knows what else, which kept us very poor as I was growing up. But of course, when you have your heart surgery that young, that it caused a lot of issues, from getting braces to just about anything that has anything to do with any kind of gas, pills, medicine, because every time I had to do anything, I had to get a full checkup to make sure that my heart could take it.
Right.
So that was a little bit of the background of that little story.
That's incredible. Wow. So did you have to be on anti-rejection medications or no, because it's your own heart, right?
It's my own heart.
Mm-hmm.
And by the most part, by the time I became a teenager, 90% of all the issues gone away. So I never had to have a medication. But now that I'm old,
older,
now
we'll
they
say
want me to
older.
have medication. Older.
Older.
or can you just keep adding R's?
Right.
So outside of that, too, I mean, you're back in Atlanta, Carlos?
Yes, I'm back in Atlanta. I am back with my family.
That's great.
Everything's been going great, and been working really hard in the live streaming industry. If you know anything that's been going on lately.
Yeah, is that how?
And I'm loving what you're talking about, which is great. I look forward to seeing what you're up to.
Yeah. So how's that going for you with the live streaming consulting and all the services that you do? How's that been going? Do you feel like the market's getting a little oversaturated with that stuff, or are you flying high with it?
No, most of the companies I deal with never even heard of live streaming as a business or for their businesses. So outside of the consulting, we're also releasing 2 live streaming platforms. One which launches in 2 weeks that would be able to support a show like yours, so you can create content and monetize and so on. But so those are the things I'm working on. Everything I'm working on is how to monetize content and create platforms that will either support pre-recorded or live content.
Very, very cool. Well, that's cool. I mean, we definitely. I mean, I think we talked probably 2 months ago. I think. Or maybe that was last year, or maybe it just seems like 2 months ago. I don't know. We should definitely catch up, offline and share what's been going on and whatnot. That'd be great.
Yeah, and now that I'm kind of live with you, I want to just kind of share my gratitude with you. When I was having my hard time and you were having your hard time in life,
yeah.
The moments that we were able to converse and just kind of support each other. I believe it or not, man, I cherish that like you would not believe.
That's awesome, man. That's what it's about, man. I mean, it's a community, man, and being there for each other more than anything, and through dark times. And that's a cool thing about I will say about the live stream community, especially through Facebook. Over the last, I guess come August, the 2 years that Facebook Live's been in existence, just the kinships of people you've never met face to face, but yet you have a camaraderie with them and a brotherhood, sisterhood, because you have something in common, and that's the amazing thing. And we had that in common, but we were going through some heavy stuff, and we were there for each other. It was amazing. Yeah,
it was. And then again, just a big thank you. So I just want everybody to hear that because it's one thing to kind of see you live, but this man is pure of heart even behind the scenes. So those who have not had a chance to meet you in person, which I have not, but I want to make that happen.
Yeah, we got to. We definitely got to. Well, Carlos, let's talk offline and get caught up. And I appreciate you calling in.
My pleasure.
All right, man.
I'll be watching.
All right.
Bye, Carlos.
Carlos is a good, solid dude. I love that dude.
That's awesome.
So before we wrap up here, I didn't want to. We went over a little 30 minutes, but Lori, are you going to do these shows? Am I going to push you out and do these shows?
I am going to do these shows.
And maybe, you know what?
I'm definitely going to do these shows.
April, are you still in here, April?
Yeah, she is.
April, say something in the chat if you're still in here. I hope April's still in here. April, will you have Lori on your show, April 2.0, and maybe from a womanhood perspective, give her some guidance? Because, I mean, April does shows every single night, I think, like 6 nights a week. She's there. Good.
All right, April. Thank you.
Yeah, because I'm going to get Lori.
Awesome.
I'm going to get Lori on the BeLive.tv platform, and she's going to be doing her shows from there and just kind of doing it on her own. We'll probably do some shows together as well in time when the schedules align, but she's going to get going and learning the platform and doing that. So, April, if you can have her on your show and maybe introduce you to the sisterhood of the BeLivers, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome.
And so you guys can, encourage each other. That'd be fantastic. Anything else before we close that you want to cover? Any sneak peeks that you can give people what your show is going to do?
I feel like I got a lot to share. I have a lot of life's experiences that I feel like other people. All right, I'm the type of person where I walk into a ladies' room and he'll be waiting for me and I'll come out and I'll say, "You're never going to guess what I just heard." And all of a sudden I have this big story about somebody who just came up to me and they said, "Oh, my husband passed away," and blah, 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 blah. People just come up to me and they talk to me. And I just think that is something that's a gift. I think that's something that's a blessing. And I just want to share that. I feel like we've all been through something, especially as women. we need to empower each other and lift each other up. And I feel like even men that don't have a voice because they don't feel like they're not allowed to talk about this or they're not allowed to share their feelings, I just feel like this is a great way for people, just like Carlos was saying, you know, Jeff, that you were there for him and times when he needed somebody, to come together in ways like that and to just be there for each other and to bring things to light that need to be brought to light. And like April's talking about having a special needs child, you know, how many forums are there out there that can talk about that? And I just want to share all that and everything that I've been through. I think I have something to give back.
You absolutely do. You abso-friggin-ly do. Well, that's a little tidbit. We just wanted to pop in there and say hello, get it rebooted. But until next time, we'll see you soon. Peace out.
Bye.
So hilarious.
Yeah.
It's very entertaining.
They're entertaining.
I just like everything about it.
The Jeff Adams Show.